You, Bob, hit it. Welcome to the Great Lakes Smoke Podcast Show. What we talk about basically is the love and the passion of cigars, pipe smoking, tobacco, alcohol, brothers chilling out and having a good time, laughter.
Well, how else are you gonna, enjoy a nice bourbon?
And you kind of went animalistic on tobacco buying.
And the Rocky Patel Pure and Simple. I don't know, that thing just tastes so good.
What happened?
That sounds like we're on. Oh, now I hear myself. Okay. Well, welcome. Good evening, aficionados. And welcome to the Great Lakes Smoke Podcast Show, number 3. That's right. This is our 3rd show, podcasting-wise. And again, as you can see, we got a nice crowd, full house right now. And we do have special guests that we're going to bring on here shortly. Just an introduction of who we are. My name's Ron Pecorini. My brother Bob Pecorini. Our co-host, Kyle Jaso.
Hello.
And special guest tonight, Mr. Gurkha himself for our region, Gony Herrera. How are you tonight?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm so excited to be with you guys in here.
Well, we are excited to have you.
Thank you so much. This is great. I love it. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to be part of it.
Well, it's our pleasure to have you, and we have you number 3, unfortunately. We tried to get you earlier, but we used to do a radio show, and things just blossomed for us, and now through special requests and a lot of people checking us out and wanting to know what we're all about and what's going on, we're able to do podcasting. And we're so happy that you made it. I know you have a busy day. I know you were at our friendly cigar lounge, A Cuban Experience, hanging out with our crowd. That's where we like to go relax. And I know you were there earlier with the crew.
Yeah, they're great people. They do such a nice job in there. The store is unbelievable. And actually, Louis, Billy, they're just great guys. I can sit in there and talk about cigars and everything else for hours with no problem whatsoever. And they do a wonderful job with our product. They really go out of the way and to introduce our product and talk about our products all the time. So,
well, we're going to get into that shortly. We want to talk deeply into the Gurkha world, but just before we get really into some serious discussions, I like to always mention to you guys to please get yourself a piece of paper and pen. We give you a lot of dates, a lot of information, and you're not going to remember everything. This is basically a 2-hour show.
Well,
and
if they miss it, then just rewind and listen to us again.
Well, you know what?
You could do that.
You could do that. This is true. We're talking about the live people, Facebook people.
Well, I hope they're all alive.
Well, there could be some 6 feet under that just enjoy. I mean, they love their dust too, so they'll come up with their ashes, so they'll listen to us. But yes, folks, you can check us out here. We come into studio every Tuesday is our normal routine here. And if you have any questions or information you want to pass by, we have a email address, and that is greatlakessmokeshow@aol.com. And there's so many ways of checking us out. We have a list, and if you go to our Facebook page, you can see where Anchor, Spotify, Google, there's so many other ways that you can hear us.
Are we on Apple yet? Did we get on Apple yet?
Yes,
Bob?
I believe we are on Apple. And our executive producer, Bob, actually made it in, so we're excited to see him. Hello, Bob.
He was giving us the nod that Apple's live, so.
Yeah, and tell us what else you're on.
How we doing? So you can find the Great Lakes Smoke Show on available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, and Radio Public. And be sure to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts. I gave it 5 stars, and the rest of you should too.
And if there's 6 stars, you can do that too. We'll take it. So, like I said, Bob just gave you a list of things, and you can find that on our Facebook page. It's the Great Lakes podcast show on Facebook. And please, touch base, reach out to us. We want to know what you're thinking out there, and we would love to, have it in your information. And whatever you like to know, the crew will try to get that information to you.
And this is our first Facebook Live on our actual page instead of using my page. So
yes,
we are going good with our.
We're going
technology.
Hollywood now.
Yeah, we're getting there.
And real quick, I know how many people out there haven't signed up for the podcast who are watching the stream.
Hey,
Look
there
at that.
you see.
Wanna see those
We're
download
watching
numbers go
you.
up?
Subscribe, hit that button.
People are checking it in. Look at the green lines on the side there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we do have a crew looking, and thank you very much for tuning in on us.
Looks like cousin Frank's over there. He's already pacing the
Cousin
page.
Frank's already trying to get
He's
on.
walking the
Are you
walk.
kidding me? He's on Carolina Beach. What can I tell you, man? I'd be walking the sands. But again, for you first timers, this is a show and where we discuss basically pipes, cigars, tobacco, alcohol, and as many laughs as we can get in 2 hours. So we really do have a good time. We enjoy ourselves. It's our passion, and we hope it's going to be your passion. So welcome aboard. Again, that list here on a piece of paper, what Bob read so quickly, because he's a quick guy, I'll slow it down. It is Spotify, Google Podcast, Breakers, Pocket Cast, Radio Pocket, Apple Podcast, and iHeartRadio. So there's a bunch of, and plus Facebook, of course. So there's a bunch of ways that you can check this show out. And we already got 2 backed up for you in the can that you can go down and check us out 24/7 anywhere in the world. So our accent, Bob and I accent, if you're in New York or East Coast, you'll understand us.
We don't have an accent.
If you're with Kyle's Midwestern world, you'll tend to go towards his sound.
Yeah.
And if you're Gony, man, you're going to go around the world with that accent.
About 90 miles south of Florida.
Yeah, there you
Go to the tip of the Florida Keys, look southwest, and you'll see where he's from. And we'll get into that
Hey,
shortly.
You get to Key West. You're actually
Southwest?
closer
Yeah.
there than you are to the continental U.S.
Yes.
That is
Yeah.
Yeah.
90 miles away from the Cuban
Yeah.
shores. Pretty awesome.
It's incredible.
So we will be talking tonight about Gurkha Cigars. That is our special show. And again, we'll be giving you some dates, times of places that is happening, because there's a lot happening in this industry. And well, you know what? I guess we can more or less get started here and bring in our special guest. And I like to say, Gordy, how did you actually get involved with cigars? Now I know in Cuba, I mean, that's what we feel.
You had a bottle of
Yeah,
milk
no.
and a cigar, right? As a child?
It's actually very funny. I was about 11 years old, and everybody used to, the kids hang in the corner and, steal cigarettes from their parents. Well, in my house, my dad never smoked cigarettes. He smoked cigars. So I show up in the corner, and I had a cigar. Everybody was smoking a cigarette. I had a cigar with me, and everybody was laughing. And so I grew up watching my dad smoke cigars all the time. So I was always interested. I'm fascinated by the cigar industry. And, I love it. I shouldn't, if the doctors listen to me, please don't take it personal.
I think a cigar makes you live longer.
I smoke about 5 cigars a day,
Okay.
and I
Is that out of real pure pleasure and what you like to do? Or is that because you go to so many cigar lounges and, it's part of the business, or it's just a true passion?
No, it's a passion. Because I smoke all kinds of cigars.
Okay.
I have a lot of favorite cigars. But I don't know if you guys knew, but I was a firefighter for 28 years.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
I really don't know anything, and
That's
that's one of the
incredible.
questions. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah.
That is
It's a 2-hour show, so
Go
it's
for it. Go for it.
We're gonna be here for about three and a half hours.
All right.
good. Go for
We're
it.
going overtime.
Well, like I said, I was born and raised in Cuba. We left Cuba in 1970. Went to Spain. From Spain, my uncle lived in Venezuela, so we moved to Venezuela. In 1978, that's when I came to the United States. Lived in Elmhurst, used to take the train, go downtown, buy cigars, and buy records. Come back home, listen to music.
What kind of music? I might as well stop you there. What was your favorite music in 1978?
Well, actually, I'm very passionate about the Cuban music.
Okay. All right.
You know, the old one, the new one, all kinds. I'm very
So,
big on jazz.
Latin?
Yes, jazz as well. All kind of music. I love music. I probably have about 500 records is still in my house.
Good.
Oh, wow.
And my wife tells me, say, well, what are we going to do with this? Leave it alone. Those are mine.
That's it.
You know.
Yeah.
But so I used to listen to music and smoke a cigar. You know, so for me, always has been a passion of smoking cigars. When I was at the fire station, that was my thing. You know, when we had downtime, I sit on a bench and smoke a cigar.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's relaxing from a very stressful
Always had a
career.
humidor in my locker. You know, so wherever I go, I had a cigar. So in 1997, I decided to open a cigar store,
Oh,
Okay.
and still there. Actually, is still called Cigar Oasis.
and where's that?
In River Forest, Illinois, and just west of Harlem Avenue in Lake Street. That's a little plug for the store in there.
Is it still your store or you?
No, I sold it.
You sold, okay.
Actually, in 2016, I had a pulmonary embolism.
Ooh.
Oh.
So I had to retire from the fire department because I was taking blood thinners.
Oh, yeah.
And the doctor told me, he goes, you know what, you got to say goodbye to the fire station, which is still a passion for me, you know. But 28 years is a long, it was a good run,
Yeah.
you know. And so I retired for like 3 months. I couldn't drive or anything, and I couldn't take care of the store. So I was going to close the store, and 2 of my customers came into my house to see me. And he goes, we heard you're going to close the store. I said, yeah, I can't do anything, you know. And they go, no, you're not. We'll buy it from you.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
And one of the customers is an attorney. My son, my oldest one, well, actually both of them are attorneys as well. But at that time, my oldest one, I said, here's his number. You guys discuss everything. Come up with something. And if I like it, I'll sign it.
Sure.
And the rest is history. The store is still there.
That's great.
And so it was kind of was my pride because I built it, I opened it, and for me it was a great thing. You know, I got so many good friends out of there. You know, they were customers, and then they became friends, and then they used to come by my house and have barbecues in my house. Well, they knew I had cigars.
They brought the bourbon and whiskey. You just had to supply the
And
cigars.
sometimes I had to bring, I have to put up the booze as well.
Those are the ones you don't come back again.
Well, that's the ones I said, oh, I'm busy this weekend.
Exactly.
You know, but it always has been a passion. It's so relaxing. It is actually is a culture where you meet people with the same interest, and even though you might not have anything in common, but then you create something in common with a cigar.
Mhm.
We hear this over and over
Yeah.
and over again. And every show, no matter who sits in that chair or who we interview, and we ourselves feel the same way, it's just brings people together. It's something that's like no other, that just brings people together between cigars and pipe smoking. And no matter what walk of life you come from, what world you come from, what you do
Nothing
in
matters
life.
when
No.
you're sitting
Right.
down smoking.
Yeah, just
It's
sitting
like-
back, relaxing, having a good time.
It's like, sometimes you just go and as somebody's smoking a cigar, you walk by, he goes, man, that cigar smells great. What is it? And you start talking about cigars, and you start talking to a stranger for 15, 20 minutes about just the smell of the cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a great thing. And it's actually a shame that we're losing that. We're losing that opportunity to sit in a park or to sit on a bench
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
somewhere and enjoy a cigar just by looking at people walking by or whatever. It's
Well, if we're in California, we can't do that anymore. They
Yeah.
won't allow you to smoke outside
Not even
because
outside.
you're
Not even
offending
outside
people.
your own home.
You can get sued in California if somebody who doesn't smoke or whatever, if they want to go crazy, if they smell your smoke.
well, yeah, you're absolutely correct. As a matter of fact, my stepdaughter lives in Los Angeles,
Okay.
and she asks me all the time. She goes, "Oh, when are you coming to visit me?" I go, "Never."
Yeah.
Good move.
Move to another state.
When they
Well,
change the laws.
Right. It's, myself, if I'm not comfortable in one place, I don't return.
No
And,
reason to.
And I wasn't comfortable. It was great to see her. My wife was very happy to see her daughter. As a matter of fact, she's going in a couple of months. She's going to be down in California again. She goes, "You want to come?" I go, "No."
A whole nother world out there. It really is.
But I'd like
it's
to know
sad.
why they took over. Everything is their decision, and we are saying nothing about it.
Well,
Uh,
to me, it's very, very easy. People that smoke cigars, pipes, cigarettes, in general, are very polite people. We used to smoke in restaurants and bars.
Yes.
Mhm.
Then they told us, they said, "You know what? We're going to have this little room for you that you'll be able to smoke in there." And we said, "Okay." And we moved to that little room.
Mhm.
And time goes by, and then they say, "Guess what? We're not going to give you that little room anymore. Now you got to smoke outside."
That's it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we said, "Okay." And we move outside to smoke. And that's why we're losing a lot of freedom.
But it's
It-
time
but-
for us to start fighting back.
And now you can't even smoke outside of the steps. I think there's like a 20 feet or 30
Yeah.
Well,
feet.
they always say there's 15 feet away
Yep.
from the door. And sometimes I'm close to the door, and the guy said, "Sir, you have to move 15 feet away." I said, "Well, this guy had very small feet." So I'm a little closer. But and you're absolutely correct. We have to fight back.
And this is why it's important to keep patronizing our brick and mortar places, especially like a Cuban Experience or Papa's, the places that we can go and hang out and we can still hang together, have a quick, a nice smoke, and not be worried about what other people think, because we're amongst our family.
Yeah, it's important. A lot of people doing mail order. That's a thing. You order from some of these major distributors, but you have to patronize some of the brick and mortar stores. You got to keep them going.
Yeah.
But you
You know?
notice, though, one thing you just mentioned, and you probably more up on it, the FDA just came out where they're trying to put a stop to cigar sales
Just flavored cigars.
flavored cigars over the internet to say.
Yeah, flavored cigars and flavored pipe tobacco.
you hear
they're trying
about
to
that?
stop.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I try to keep, when you're in the business and when you are not an aficionado, but a fanatic
Mhm.
of cigars, you try to keep up with everything that comes up. And, but they're making it more difficult
Oh, yeah.
for us
Mhm.
to do it.
Yeah.
It's,
Well, the insurance companies want to really create more issues.
Well, this is all that.
But-
Yeah. They want to
Well-
stop everybody from smoking. That's the reality.
absolutely. And you know what? At one time, when I had this store, I always said, you know what? If you think it's so bad for us, you want us to for us to smoke anymore, make it illegal. Don't,
Well, they're working on that.
you know?
I'm sure.
No, no, they're not. Believe it or not, they're not. And they will never stop because of the taxes.
Hmm.
And they're getting so much revenue from those taxes that they will never.
Well, they keep increasing the taxes on everything you buy.
Absolutely. And you know, I remember when in the state of Illinois was 18% the tobacco tax. Now it's 36.
I thought it was 33. Did it
36.
just went up now
No,
again?
no, it has been 36 for a long time.
Okay.
And I said, you know what? If they will tax whatever the people buy in the internet at 18%, they will make so much money
They're doing it.
and leave the state of Illinois at 18, which was reasonable. What do they do with those taxes? Really? I don't know. Okay. We
We
don't
can
know.
find a lot of pockets that's hanging.
Absolutely.
But they are collecting the tax because I ordered some pipe tobacco online and they collected a tax. They said, your state, we have to collect tax for it.
Well,
So even ordering online, you can't get away from it.
well, and you know what? At least that makes a little bit more even with the brick and mortar stores. You know, because if you don't pay taxes when you purchase on the internet, you know, what about the guy that owns the store and that's his living? You know, it's no fair to him or to them. It's actually, it's a joke because I remember like people used to come to my store and buy one cigar and they say, oh man, I love this cigar. I said, well, do you want a box? I'll make you a great deal on a box. He goes, no, I'll buy it from the internet. Well, guess what? I have to pay for my electricity, my overhead
Mhm.
and everything and make a couple of dollars on the side, on it. But if you buy it from the internet, I cannot do that.
Right, and then you can't come and see me, or we can't sit
Yeah.
in my store.
Right.
And you know what? That cigar that you found in my store, now if I shut down, you're going to have to look for another store or try to find another one. I can't even suggest to you what's going on, what's new, what's all about. The internet doesn't give you that personal one-on-one.
Correct. It's just click and that's it. You make your purchase and you don't even know who you're buying it from.
Mhm.
And then sometimes they complain that the cigars are a little dry and this, well, what are you going to do about it? You
Yeah.
can't complain to anybody.
Nope, not on the internet.
Not
What
on
did
the
I tell
internet.
you, You're stuck.
That's it. But hopefully things will change and I hope everybody, support that brick and mortar stores. They're great people. They actually go out of their way to serve you, to inform you, to educate you on that cigar that you're purchasing. Please, whoever is listening, support your brick and mortar.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we
That's-
know Louis and Billy, when they get into the humidor, when people, you can see how they bring them inside. They ask you questions. They ask you about your palate. What do you like? They first ask you about who you are and what's going on, so they get a sense of what's happening. and then they will guide you to a certain cigar and say, well, this is a good suggestion. I mean, they will tell you what best, especially for a newbie, or if there's something new that comes in, hey, this is brand new out here, let's check it out, and they'll tell you about it. You know, Chris does the same thing down at Arlington Heights. I mean, and he gets pipe stuff too, so he's got a lot of pipe tobacco down there. And they just love sharing anything in this industry.
And I'm glad you mentioned these two different places. And Chris and Billy and Louis, they're such a great people. I'm so happy for them. Their business is doing very well. I know Chris is increasing the size of the store.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, it's a family place. You go there, you feel like you're among friends.
They bring you right in. I know Chris, boy, when we have our Chicago Pipe Show meeting down there and our gatherings, I mean, he breaks out the pizza. He breaks out some interesting spirits for us.
Yeah.
You know, even Ivano over at Papa's, which we'll be at next week, folks. Papa's
Tuesday.
Cigar Lounge next Tuesday, April 30th. We will be having a cigar event. And this cigar event is a competitor. Sorry, Gony. It's going to be DAV Cigars. Armin and Val from New York City will be breaking in their cigar line in the Midwest. So that's Tuesday, 6 o'clock down at Papa's Lounge in Highwood. And
Thursday
again,
will be
Thursday at
Arlington,
Chris at Arlington
Back
Heights.
at Chris's,
That's going to be on Thursday night at 6 o'clock. Again, a DAV remote live, us, them down there, introducing DAV to the Midwest. And one of these things is you and I were going to get together and we're going to find out where you're going to have promos so that we can do remotes for you and Gurkha.
Oh, absolutely. I had such a tight schedule. You know, they increased my territory. Now I have part of Ohio as well.
So what is your territory? Since that is one of the questions, you said it, let's hit it.
Okay. The state of Illinois, Indiana, and the northern part of Ohio.
Wow.
It is my territory. It's funny because I used to drive about 4,000 miles a year.
40?
4,000.
4,000.
Oh, 4,000.
And my fire station was 13 blocks away from my house, and the store is less than a mile. So it's now I drive 3,000 miles every month. You know,
Wow. Easy.
But you know what? I enjoy it, and if you enjoy what you're doing, it's not a job. And I'd be so blessed, I will say, that everything that I have done, I enjoy it. And so for me, nothing has been a job. It has been an experience. I learned from those experiences, and I always been so happy about it. So it's go from one cigar store to the other, great. And I smoke my cigar on the way there too. That's a good thing about being a sales rep. You're never out of cigars.
Well, you're just going to log in which one you smoked and where and when.
There you go.
Nice. So it sounds like you've had a wonderful journey.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, how did you hook in with Gurkha?
Yeah, that was a
After
good
you sold the
question.
store?
Well, I hope my wife is not listening to this.
Okay.
Did you tell her to listen? Because if you didn't tell her, she won't find you. And what happens here stays here. Right? Facebook.
Thank you. Actually, like I said before, when I got sick and I had that pulmonary embolism, retired from the fire department, sold the store, did every honey-do list at home that I didn't have time to do before. And then I said, now what am I going to do with myself? I was not used to be at home. So I called my dear friend, Juan Lopez, the vice president of sales for Gurkha. And I said, Juani, I need a job. He goes, what do you mean? I said, I can't stay home. I was used to be 24 hours away from home when I was in the firehouse, and then
Mhm.
10, 11, 12 hours at the store. He goes, now I'm here 24 hours. I can't watch TV 24 hours. I can't do this. So he goes, how about Illinois and Indiana? I go, when did I start?
Nice.
And I go, and I get paid for that too? And he goes, oh yeah, you do. I said, wonderful.
Yeah.
You
Beautiful
know,
world.
and that was the beginning. And it has been very good. We increased the territory by 29% from the prior year. On the first year that I was with the company, I'm going to be with the company actually 2 years in June. So it has been very well. People have we have brought up back the brand. We're doing an excellent product, and it's been going very well. It's going very well. I cannot complain at all. And thank you to all those people like Billy, Louis, Jovan, Chris. You know, it's done very well, and I really appreciate that. And I really thanks all those guys for doing that for us.
Well, the best thing is it's not a job. It's a hobby that you get paid for.
That is correct.
Fun time.
I need a hobby like that.
Yeah.
I'm ready. We need to talk.
Oh, when I retire, you can take over.
I'm older than you. Forget it. But no, that's great. I mean, that is interesting, and it's great that you hooked up with Gurkha. And so I'm going to ask you, give us a little history about them. Well, when did they start? What's going on with them?
Well, Gurkha was a very small company. We have 2 cigar factories that do the cigar for us. One in Nicaragua and the other one in the Dominican Republic. And it was a one-man show, really, at the beginning. Kaisat Hensosha, the owner of the company, he was actually selling cigars from the trunk of his car.
Oh,
Okay.
And he was going to, at that time, it was called the RTDA, Retail Tobacco Distributor of America. Now it's called the IPCPR. And he used to go to the show with a brief suitcase and sell cigars in a suitcase. And
when did this? What year we're talking about at the beginning of Gurkha?
25 years ago. The
Okay.
brand, he bought the brand 25 years ago. The name Gurkha as a cigar company is over 100 years.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There you go.
And so it's actually, now we have a staff of probably 50 people, and we're all over the United States. We are actually in Europe as well. We do very well in Russia, France, Italy, the UK, and we just opened up a distributorship in Canada as well. So the company actually went in the last 10 years from a $2 million company to a $15 million company.
Wow.
Incredible.
So,
Nice.
So we're doing very well, and we haven't changed, which is good, is the quality of the product that we do. We take very good pride on the product, and the quality is actually very, very good. Plus, we got the most expensive cigar in the market.
You like to say that, the most
Absolutely.
expensive cigar in the market. Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, have you ever gone and visited the factories
My next question. Good job.
in Nicaragua?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I've been in Nicaragua before. I have been in Honduras
Okay.
and the Dominican Republic and visit cigar factories when I had the store.
Okay.
Now with the company, we're so busy that they tell us you don't have time to go to the factory.
Okay.
Well, you would
So-
think they would
Yeah.
want you to go
Yeah.
and experience first what they do, and show you and teach you, and for yourself to understand, well, what's going on down in Nicaragua, what's going down in Dominican.
That's
you know,
called the
and-
vacation. He's working.
Actually, that's exactly what I told them. And they said, really? After 23 years in the business, you want to know what's going on?
Well,
I go,
you would think
yeah.
he'd want to, bring you up to par
Yeah.
with everything, and just so that you say, yeah, I've been there. I seen this factory. We got 15 barns on this one. We got 30 acres over there. I've been up there on a donkey. I came down, on a Vespa.
Yeah, it's nice to see where something originates from,
You know what? I think it's a great idea. I'm going to give you guys my boss phone number.
Oh, sure.
And
Yeah.
make sure that you
We'll-
guys tell them.
We'll tell him.
We'll tell
Tell
him,
him.
and then we'll tell him that he needs to take all of us, and we
Yeah.
all go down there. And
Absolutely.
Honestly, I'll make
Because
him.
we would like to talk about it.
Most definitely.
I'll make him an offer he can't refuse, guys. It's that simple. But-
we'll even do a remote from there.
Well, we could.
We could do that.
We could promote Gurkha,
Yeah.
and, free advertising in a sense, but he has to take care of us
Free?
getting down there.
Is there anything free in this
No.
world?
No. People use that a lot around these days, but there's nothing free. No.
I had to go there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I know. I'm holding back from going there.
We can't, and we can't. But anyway. So what kind of cigars, we saw you brought a couple of examples in of what's out there. You have a big line. How many different
There is a
lines
big
do you
line.
have
Oh.
right now? And, what kind of ring sizes? What's out there? What's
Actually, we have, believe it or not, 121 different products.
121?
Whoa.
Wow,
Yes,
that's a lot of SKUs.
yes, it's a lot of SKUs. We just came out with some new ones last year at the IPCPR. One of the ones that I brought you guys in there. And yes, I do have some more. It's called the Marquesa.
The Marquesa. Here you go, folks. You can take a look at this. There you go. You can bring a real close-up on there. Keep it still. Let it focus in.
Beautiful made
There you
cigar. Burns great, medium body. He has a Sumatra wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and he has a Jalapa and Emetepe filler. The box is a very nice box. It's an old Cuban style box, and it comes 20 cigars in the box. 10 are box press, and 10 are what we call parejo, which is a round cigar, a regular round cigar. 3 different sizes, great smoke. Another product that I enjoyed very much as well, we came out with the Ghost Gold. which-
Very good cigar. My wife actually likes that, just to let you know.
Thank you. Thank you, wife.
Teresa, he's talking to you.
And it's actually an Ecuadorian desflorado is the wrapper. Desflorado means in Spanish, in English, when they cut the flower off the plant. So the plant, instead of growing up, grows sideways, and more nutrients goes to the
Leaf.
to the leaf.
Very nice.
He has medium body as well. Actually, pretty much our line is a medium body. We have mild cigars as well, like the Royal Challenge is a mild cigar, but most of
But this one, we were talking about it earlier.
the Ghost,
The Ghost,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
said was medium to full,
medium to full, absolutely.
which is what I like.
That's the regular Ghost, or the Ghost Silver, because it's a silvered band and black, and actually that one has Brazilian Aricarapa bind wrapper. It's a Maduro with a Nicaraguan binder and Nicaraguan Dominican filler. That's one of my favorites.
Oh, good. Okay.
I get a cup of coffee in the morning and I light one up and the good thing is my wife she allows me to smoke cigars in the house.
We are so
We
lucky
all
to
do.
have that. Since my wife smokes in the house too, I'm safe.
We
So
all
it's my go-to cigar, even though I enjoy as well the Marquesa. It's a great cigar.
And what's that other one there?
We got another one here called the
Cellar Reserve 21.
Cellar Reserve 21. Kyle, put that in front of their eyes. Take a look at that one. Nice wrapper. Very interesting.
There's a Connecticut shade wrapper.
What's that, a 60 ring?
That's actually 58.
58. Wow, looks pretty big.
The Cellar Reserve line, we have the Cellar Reserve 12, the Cellar Reserve 15, which is actually, we sell 1.6 million of the Cellar Reserve 15.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
It's actually our biggest seller. We have the Cellar Reserve 15 Maduro, which is called Cellar Reserve Limitada. That also has a Brazilian wrapper, just like the Ghost, with the same components as the Cellar Reserve 15. The Cellar Reserve, regular Cellar Reserve 15 has a Criollo 98 wrapper. Excellent cigar. It's a great, no wonder we sell 1.6 million of those.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of cigars.
That's a
Wow.
lot. That's a lot of sticks going on.
We have the Cellar Reserve 18, has a Corojo wrapper with a Nicaraguan binder and a Nicaraguan filler. And last but not least will be the Cellar Reserve 21, has a Connecticut with Dominican wrapper and Dominican filler, which is the mildest
I was
of
going
all
to say,
the
that's the
line.
mildest you.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, I know one of the questions that you got coming up, I'm going to go ahead and answer it, which is what's coming new for the new IPCPR, 2019 IPCPR. We decided that because all the Cellar Reserve are actually, they're pointed on both sides. They're
Okay.
perfecto, what they call perfecto vitola. And so we're coming out with the 15 and the 12 on a parejo, on a toro size and a robusto size.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, very nice.
So we are very excited because we try it and it smokes great and it doesn't change the flavor at all from being perfecto to going to a parejo. The flavor is still the same. So we're very excited and I'm pretty sure it will be a success and people will love it as well.
When do you expect that to be at market?
Probably the show comes out after the show. The show will be
June?
June
end of
30th.
June. And so I will say probably will be at the stores.
4th of July.
We're close on the 4th of July. God bless America.
Well, the reason we're excited because we're pretty sure that we are going to Las Vegas.
That will be great to see you guys in there.
Yes.
So we're waiting for you to send us the tickets.
You talking about tickets to get in or the airplane tickets?
I think we could get comped. We are looking forward to trying to.
Yeah, we're trying to work that out now.
Yeah, we're working on that. So we're going to see what's happening. And we have a few people that have kind of asked us to do remotes for them while we're
Smoke
there.
show on the road.
And yeah, so I mean, like I said, this is all exciting to us.
Well,
And we might have to talk to your boss. I might need his number
absolutely.
because maybe while we're there, we can come and sit in your booth and.
That will be great.
Come right to your booth, because we want to talk to
Absolutely,
everybody there, so-
absolutely. And
you'll be there, right?
Oh, most definitely.
Okay.
I won't miss it.
Good.
Well, this
All
is the biggest show there is in the world for the cigar industry.
That is correct.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody and anybody needs to be there. And I would imagine at least they'll bring you there instead of, the factories.
Correct.
It's in
Oh,
America.
no, for sure.
Of course, because at Las Vegas, he's working because he's
That's
trying
right,
to sell
yeah,
his
he's
product.
working.
So.
And it's now talking about that, actually the president of the IPCPR is a person from the state of Illinois. He has a store in Libertyville, Ken Newman.
He's the
Oh,
president.
Newman
He's the pre-
Cigars.
yes.
Okay.
He's the president of the IPCPR. So him and his wife, Julie, great people as well. Know them for over 20 some years. And so it feels good that, we, at least the people from the state of Illinois is getting out there, and they're doing very good job trying to lower those taxes in cigars, put a cap on the cigar, like Mike Gold from Arango Cigars is very active,
Oh, yeah.
very, very active.
We know Josh and Mark from over there.
Oh, Josh,
Mhm.
Josh is a great guy.
Good guy.
is my brother. That's
Okay.
my brother. That is.
Well, we're trying to get him out to Arlington next Thursday.
Oh,
And we're in talks, so we're trying to do that. On Tuesday night, he has a karate sensei,
he's
and so he can't come out our show on a Tuesday. So we're trying to work ways to get hold
But
of.
that's going to be a Thursday night.
Yeah, that's why
So-
we're trying to get him on there
Maybe
Thursday.
he's
Josh is a great guy.
Wonderful.
He's a great
Yeah,
guy.
And he
Good guy.
has the naughty pipeline that
Correct.
he does, and Arango Cigars right out of Northbrook.
That is correct.
Yep. So we're trying to get in the mix here.
Actually, I believe they're the biggest distributor in the United States.
Are they really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. They're
Really?
they're huge.
Wow.
That's incredible.
And great people. Mike Gold and his wife Linda and Josh, and it's besides that, I did business with them for
Before
many
when you were in the
years,
store.
and we still do. They represent a lot of our line as well,
Oh,
Okay.
and so it's great people, and they're doing so much for the industry that is unbelievable.
it's
Well-
like an industry where sooner or later everybody knows one another. You know,
A lot of people believe that the cigar industry is big. It's
No.
actually very small, and you get to know everybody. It's
And you all
actually-
like each other. Nobody's stabbing each other in the back. You know,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's because it's a gentleman's thing,
Yeah.
let's say it. You have something in common. And once you have something in common, it becomes a friendship, and you talk about one brand or you talk about to the other brand, including also, the sales rep. We're out there and we see each other and well, where are you going next week? Oh, I'll be in Indianapolis. Oh, I'll be in Indianapolis. Let's get together.
Brian McGuire, great friend of ours.
Brian McGuire is a great guy.
Good guy.
Man, one of the best out there. It's
Brian-
super
Brian
human
is a great guy. As a matter of fact, Brian was the manager for a store that they opened up about half a mile away from my store.
Oh,
So
okay.
one time I didn't like Brian too much. Now I love him.
He's watching you, right, Brian? It's all right.
He was on.
I love you, Brian.
He was
I
here
love
3
you.
weeks ago, sitting right in your chair.
Yeah.
And it's we all talk about new stores that opened. Go and see this guy. Go and see that guy. It's a very noble business. It's people.
Mm.
We're not out there to cut each other's
Cutthroat.
throat or anything. No,
That's something I was going to
to
just say. We've spoken to a lot of people, and I noticed not one person has ever badmouthed another person's product. No one goes there. You say, "Oh yeah, that's the competitor," but you leave it there. It's like I'm not going to get into bad mouthing it. So it is very
I tell-
gentlemanlike.
Yes, I tell you a little story. There used to be a cigar store in Oak Park. It was called Oak Park Cigars, a long time ago. And I was at a restaurant with my wife, and we were having a drink and smoking a cigar. That time you were able to smoke a
the
cigar.
good old days.
And she said, "Oh, you smoke cigars?" I say, "Yeah, I own a cigar store." She goes, "Where?" "Right there in River Forest." She go, "Oh, you're my dad's rival.
Oh.
And I said, no, honey, I'm not your dad's rival. And he's competitive, but not his rival. We have one thing in common, cigars. There is no rivalry in there.
All right.
And she looked at me like, wow, where's this guy?
Well, if the people had that mentality, again, it's such a small world, but you need to support each other to keep everybody going. When there's more stores, there's more competition, there's more happening going on.
Absolutely.
It's good for business.
You can't knock the other guy out. It's just not a good thing because word gets out, say, hey, so-and-so has talked bad about you, and it goes down. People talk.
Oh,
absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's like I said, there's nothing hidden in this business. Everything is out there. And
you got the 5 families who control everything that tells everybody else what to do.
That's it.
They're all Irish, right?
I think now they're Cuban.
I know they're all Cubans.
Nothing gets past the Cubans in the cigar industry.
Well, and the other thing for the cigar industry is like with what's going on in this day and age with the FDA and the deeming regulations coming down and everything. The cigar industry, everyone is louder as one voice instead of
there's power in numbers.
Yeah,
you
instead of
gotta
everyone
stick
being at
together.
each other's throats, everyone's got to come together and band together and speak up together.
Right. And not because he's Cuban, but one of the persons that are so vocal, to the FDA is the Senator Marco Rubio from Florida. And how many people are going to get hurt by this?
In his state.
Yeah. Florida is going to be hit hard.
Right.
If this goes
There's so
through.
many small pop and moms cigar factories. They had 3, 4, 5 rollers only. They will have to close, and they don't have the money that they have to put up to be approved by the FDA. So it actually is going to hurt very much.
But it's not just, hurting business here in America. When they push this, you're talking about the Nicaragua, Honduras, Dominican Republic, and anywhere else that the tobacco is grown. Those people are put out of business, and now you're hurting the economy of those countries. This is a trickle down.
Well,
it's
global. It becomes global
absolutely
because
global.
it affects all countries around the world.
Correct. But I think, and I hope that they'll realize that, and they will come out with something that it will not affect so many people. Even though you know how it is, every time the government gets involved in something,
It's a disaster.
It's a disaster.
Disaster.
So-
and if the lawyers are involved, which are the insurance companies, it's a bigger disaster.
Well, now you know how my Thanksgiving's dinners are in my house. Both my kids are attorneys, and my daughter-in-law is an attorney too.
Wow.
So everybody's mute at the table.
You just smoke cigars and blow smoke their way, right?
Yeah, well, my wife was always kicking me under the table. Please keep your mouth shut. You really have to go there?
Yes,
I do.
Yeah.
This is my house.
Once our generation leaves, it's going to be a tough
Scary
one.
place.
Next group.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. There's so many things going on out there that I'm even scared.
Well, we should be for our children to experience what we have as adults, and I don't.
They may never know it.
They might not. Yeah,
They may never know.
They haven't been around to experience. Hey, these kids don't even go on the outside to play in a park or in a sandbox anymore.
No.
It's all about being on these phones or on a computer and socializing. They can't even look people in the eyes. How are they going to have a cigar and be like this, talking, and there's no communication.
Well,
When
the world
you
is so
smoke,
different.
you talk. There's conversations. There's socializing, and you can talk about anything and everything around the world.
I tell you what, there was a was a great thing this Easter Sunday. I spent it with my brother and his family, and I was talking to my brother about. I was like, what are you gonna do? It's such a nice day out. What are you gonna do with the kids? And he's like, oh, watch this. He got on his phone, and he's an IT wizard, and he got on his phone, got into the internet. And he throttled the internet back to a slowing halt to it was like back in dial-up days. And when he did that, it wasn't but maybe 20 to 30 minutes. All of a sudden, the kids started coming out of their rooms because they couldn't do anything in their tablets.
That's great.
And then they started riding bikes, and then they started getting like paper airplanes that are flying
Becoming
them outdoors.
kids again.
It was a great day outdoors watching the kids actually
And it was a
play
good day.
like kids. It was amazing. And it's
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like they don't have childhoods anymore.
Mhm.
I mean, you see these little kids, they're
But they
5-6 years old, they're already playing on phones.
No,
It's like,
they don't have childhood anymore.
No.
They don't know where to play around, to go and play with the kids that live down the block or go to a park or whatever.
Nope.
It becomes like they're in their own little world, and that's it.
but the problem is with the internet, it's taking their creativity away, their imagination, because it's just all there. I mean, remember when you were a kid, you used to go outside. Well, first of all, you're always outside, but you invented games, you played things. It was just a creative period too.
Of course, you'd pick up a stick. It would be
It'd
your
become
rifle,
a gun,
and
or bat, whatever it was. beat little Johnny up, whatever you want to do. But
and then go and smoke a cigar.
Well, at 11, yes, you did.
11 on the corner, hanging out with a cigar, Gurkha.
yeah, there you go.
But it's just a shame. It really is.
Well, besides Vegas, what other events do you have anything lined up for yourself, or what's Gurkha in itself doing? What are they planning on?
Well, we're planning on growing more on what we're doing. Not increasing more products because we got a lot of products.
121. That's a lot. Eh?
That's an awful lot.
Yes.
And then a few more after the show. So
Would you say you have
Yes.
the most out of anybody?
I will say so.
I would think so.
I
Yeah.
will say so.
yeah, that's a lot of inventory.
And we also do a lot of products that we do for the internet as well. A lot of people think we have what we call the brick and mortar,
Yep.
Mhm.
and we have products that are for internet sales only, which is different blends that the owner does just for the internet.
Oh, okay.
Are they under the Gurkha name, or are they using
Yes,
a
they
different
are.
name?
No, they are under the Gurkha name.
Okay.
But we don't sell those. I don't sell those. I try to have my customers stick with what's brick and mortar only.
Well, yeah, and
Yeah.
each store really has all these shelves that you can put a box on.
Correct.
So you got to give them the best product. So this way they're moving. They don't want your product sitting there and getting stale.
Absolutely.
They
not.
want
No.
movement. So you'll know what's out there, and you'll see what store and who's moving what. You have like the inside track for their suggestion. Hey, let's move this one off. Let's bring this one in. And they need that
And
because
that-
they're not looking at other people's sales.
And you're correct. And that's what I do. When I see products in a store, my products that, it's not moving the way it's supposed to be moved. I told them, I said, you know what, let's change that. Let's bring something that will move in your store for your customers, something that is more towards the preference of your customer. And I'll take away that, not all of it, but, I'll take it and we exchange it for something that will move,
Does a brick and mortar have to have a certain buy-in for you guys, or you're pretty easy go and say,
No,
I'll take 2
no.
boxes, 1 box,
No,
or 10
we-
boxes?
We're very easy in that.
Okay.
Not everybody, there's some companies that they do that.
Right.
You have
That's
to
why I was
have-
asking
Oh, yeah.
where you guys
But,
are.
our company, we like the smallest guy as much as the biggest guy. And not everybody can have the same buying power.
Exactly.
Mhm.
But my thing is to make sure that every cigar store in the territory that I represent have some product. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
it's been going very well. And it's been increasing in amount of, in the Cuban experience. Is one of my biggest success, I will say. When I started, they had like 3 or 4 different SKUs. Now they have 24 SKUs.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And they're growing over there. They're wonderful, and they're out of humidor space soon.
They
here.
are.
They have to
As a
build
matter
that.
of fact, we were talking about that today.
Why? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Okay.
that's good.
But like I said, it's the cigar industry to me has been very good, and I enjoy what I do, and I'm just having a blast. So it's not a job. It's having an experience.
How about your international sales? How would you say that goes?
Actually,
European, especially, you
it's-
mentioned 4, 5
well,
countries.
Yes, actually, this started about 3 years ago. They started going to Europe, and before that, it was all Cuban cigars. Now there's a couple of other brands that are going into Europe as well, and it's doing very well. They're having great events. Even though it's a different, completely different mentality, the European person buys a couple of cigars. It's not a buying boxes of cigars. At an event. A good event is, you have 50 people and they buy a couple cigars each. But
Is cigarettes still the main thing there? Because I know Europe was always big for cigarettes.
yes, as a matter of fact, I was in Spain in September, and there are just cigar stores, and but they all wanted to sell me Cuban cigars. I didn't want no Cuban cigars. I brought my own cigars. As a matter of fact, I went to Cuba in 2010. I brought my own cigars.
Oh my God. Oh boy.
I was
You really
there-
got the protest going, huh?
I brought a box of cigar for me and I stayed there for a week. And actually, there's a funny story. I was at one of the cigar factories. I won't mention the name, in Havana, and I'm smoking a cigar, and this gentleman that is rolling cigars told me, he goes, "That cigar smells delicious." And I had a couple of cigars in my pocket, which I took the bands off, taking it to Cuba. The same thing with people when they come from Cuba.
Yeah,
they
you got to do the same thing here.
I-
Yeah.
I did the
Everybody
same-
knows the trick.
I did the same thing, but going that way. And so I gave him a cigar. And we started walking, my wife and I started walking through the factory, and he came back and he tapped me in the back. And I said, "What, you want another one?" And he goes, "No, just do me a favor. Don't buy any cigar here." I go, "Really? Why not?" He goes, "Well, Cuba actually makes three classes of cigars: Class A, Class B, and Class C. Class A goes to Spain because that's the biggest market, and a Spanish company owns 51% of the Habanos SA. And Class B goes to the rest of the world, and Class C stays in Cuba. So whatever you buy here will be
Okay.
the
Bottom of the barrel.
The bottom.
Yep.
Wow.
And he goes, and once you open the box, you can't return it. I said, "Thank you for the advice, but I wasn't planning on buying anything." They already took away everything we had.
Did he comment on your
Oh,
cigar?
he loved it.
Hmm.
He loved
Did
it.
he ask what it was? Or?
Oh, of course he asked what it was. And I told him what it was. And he knew the person
Okay.
as well. He worked with the person in the industry back in Cuba. And the only thing I told him, I said, it's a Nicaraguan, all Nicaraguan tobacco. And a lot of people don't know, but Cuba imports tobacco from Nicaragua and from the Dominican Republic.
I just heard that. Yeah.
No, I saw it with my own eyes.
No, I just
I
picked up
saw-
on that.
I saw the bales
You did, huh?
at the factory that said product of Nicaragua.
What about Honduras?
They're buying from Honduras as well.
Wow.
Well, I mean, we've heard for a number of years now that the Cuban cigars are no longer the Cuban cigars of years ago because the land has been so
Cultivated.
over-farmed.
Well,
Right.
it takes about 5 years to get the soil to get back all the nutrients. The tobacco plants actually absorb a lot of nutrients from the soil. And it takes about 5 years to get all that nutrients back into the soil. And Cuba can't afford and don't have the meaning to do that. So they're planting on top of every time they have
Exactly.
a crop, they plant.
The island is only so big.
Correct.
So-
And you can't plant tobacco
No.
everywhere. You know, they would love to, but,
Yeah.
you know, they might do it one time, you know, and it's not going to work, but they will try to plant tobacco all over the place.
So, and what we hear is true.
Yep. It's, you know, but, you know, people talk about the Cuban cigars and you have so many good cigars out there
Now, yeah.
that, you know, it's actually, to me, as good or better than a lot of Cuban cigars.
I hear that.
A lot of people
unfortunately.
saying that. Yeah.
But it's like I always said, cigars are like everything else, you know, is what you like. And they ask you,
Oh, sure.
what's the best cigars? The one you like,
That's right.
you know. I have a lot of best cigars. I smoke a lot of cigars, so I really enjoy it. So I smoke a lot of all the different brands as well, you know. But it's there's so much you can take away from the soil.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you ever been approached or have you ever thought about opening up a cigar line of your own?
Well, when I had my store, I had a cigar made with a very good friend of mine, Christian Iroa. They at that time they used to own Camacho cigars
Okay.
in Honduras, and he did a cigar for us that it was a natural and a Maduro, and actually it was very nice because I have the 4 different sizes. It was a Torpedo, a Churchill, a Robusto, and a Corona. And what I did is the Torpedo was my father's name. My dad's name, they used to call him Tito, and that was called Tito. The Churchill was Daniel, my oldest son. The Robusto was David, my youngest son. And the Corona was called Ashley, which is my stepdaughter. So, and we had it in natural and Maduro. And it was a great cigar. It was a great cigar. So, yes, I did have my own brand.
Nice.
But it was only not for sale to other stores. It was just
Exclusive.
exclusive for our store.
Okay.
You know?
Not bad. Not bad. Someday, I don't know, Bob, we really should think about having our own, you know? Meeting a lot of people here. and-
Yeah.
Don't say it too loud. The FDA might be listening.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they go after you.
12 years, right. Well, that's where the boutique industry is having a real hard time with all of this now. Right? I mean, they're the ones who are really going to seem to suffer if the
Hopefully
FDA
not, but-
continues.
Correct. And I think one of the biggest problems was when they started infusing cigars with flavors.
Yeah. Toppers and stuff.
Yeah, that's when it opened up and they say, oh, now you're putting this. Now that comes into our territory.
Yeah, but
You know?
really, the reality is, why should that matter? You know?
Well, because they can get money. And if there's money involved,
Oh,
That's
money,
what it's
money,
all
money.
about.
they
Yeah, but
want
they're
it.
stopping it. They're trying to stop it. So it's a loss, not a.
they try to stop it, but they're not doing it to stop it really. Because if you come up with a cigar brand, I believe it's like $150,000 that you have to pay.
Licensing.
Yeah,
Hmm.
to the FDA. So do they really want to stop it?
I guess not.
Because they really want to stop it, say, you know what, you can make more cigars. There's nothing new coming up. Plain and simple. And then they will stop it. But as long as they're getting the money, it doesn't matter.
Keep it going.
Keep it going. Keep bringing it.
Well, that's fine. Let them.
Absolutely.
We're all in favor of letting it go.
Then we have an FDA. Did you have anything on the FDA coming up by any chance? Have you looked?
I mean, we pretty much covered what I had with
We did?
talking about the cigars, online sales, and pretty much what I had going.
Gotcha,
So we
gotcha.
talked over that. So yeah. How was has Gurkha come down and talked to all you sales reps and asked and said how's the laws going to affect you guys? Or?
Well, we're lucky enough that we have so many SKUs that came out before
Okay.
that nothing is affecting us.
That's
Okay.
great.
That's
So-
real good.
Yeah. So
Well, you just came out with the new one. You just said,
yeah,
right?
but
Is this going to be effective because it's in the last 12 years?
don't really, because that was already produced before.
Oh,
So you
so-
brought it back.
We brought it back.
Okay.
Okay.
Ah.
All right. Very
That's
good.
the loophole right there.
Very cool.
Correct.
Okay.
and you guys are doing something with that. That's got to be the first in the industry, offering two different rolls in one box.
In one
This-
box.
a-
Yeah.
a box press and
Yeah.
around.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Now, what about the cigars that you'll introduce at IPCBR?
It's the same blend
Oh,
as the other one. The only thing changed is the vitola,
Okay.
the shape of the cigar,
Okay.
but it's the same cigar.
Okay.
So
that
that
can't
should-
be affected.
So
then.
Yeah.
Correct.
Beautiful. Very
Yeah.
good.
The owner of our company, like I said, he actually has been very smart about this, and he registered before that with the FDA all these blends that we have. So we have no problem.
That's
whatsoever.
awesome.
Well, you got 121 products. I mean, not many people
Yeah.
even come
Even if you
close
lost
to that.
one or two, it's
Yeah.
it won't hurt.
It won't hurt.
No.
But, and we still have some that we haven't launched, but it's already registered
Oh, great.
with the FDA.
Okay.
Well, hold
So-
those to the side because you never know what the future is going to bring. So,
So it sounds like the long term of Gurkha is here to stay. I
Oh,
mean,
most
I
definitely.
mean, we got 100 years in the making, which is amazing. But
It's,
the new owners look like they have protected themselves and setting themselves up in the next generation for success.
And now we have a new vice president. His name is Jim Colucci. He's actually from New York.
Let's say the Italian guy, right?
Italian guy
From Manhattan.
from New York.
oh, good.
And he was for 23 years, he was the vice president for Altadis cigar industry, which is one of the largest industry, and he knows a lot about cigars. He knows about the market, and he really knows how to work things out.
Good.
So we're going forward.
That's awesome.
Sounds
Very
like
sure.
it.
That
Sounds
is
like
real
it.
awesome.
So being that you're still young, you can be around at least another 20 years with them.
Thank you very much.
Do they buy you a new car every year, for the mileage and stuff?
No.
Really?
No.
Oh, wow.
It's my own car. They pay for the expenses, of course,
Yeah.
but it's my own car. I do my maintenance on my car. We get an allowance
Mhm.
for cars, but that's the difference between a cigar broker and a cigar rep. The cigar broker represent different brands,
Hmm.
and he is actually has to pay for all the expenses on that, and for working for inside cigar rep, the company give you an allowance for your vehicle. which is very nice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're putting on the mileage, you're beating the daylights out of it.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
Mhm.
oil changes,
every couple of
tires,
years, that
maintenance.
car's got to be changed.
There's only one company that will give you a car, and every 4 years they change
Okay.
Wow.
That's a lot of mileage in 4 years.
it.
Yeah.
Can you whisper that name?
No. No. We're not going there. But, well, I mean, that's amazing. How often do you leave the house? I mean, when you're going now, you said you got Illinois, which is close, and we got Indiana, Ohio. So you got 2 other states.
I'm
Do
pretty
you go
much,
like for the week to each one? Or?
yes, that's exactly what I do. I'll take a week for Indiana, I take a week for Ohio, I take a week for Illinois, and it takes me about a week for the Chicagoland and the surrounding suburbs,
Hmm.
Including the northern part of Indiana, and so it's my schedule is pretty good, but I enjoy it.
Right.
So it's, and then when I'm on the road, go and talk to the fellows in the cigar store, smoke cigars, and then I go have a nice dinner, couple of cocktails, and go to bed.
Your wife must be a saint. She lets you get away with all
Yes,
this.
she is. Yes, she is. But you know what? Actually, we are a great team, and she supports me 100% as I support her in her business 100%. So we're a pretty good match.
Good.
And the less you're with each other, the less arguments and fighting. So, when you're together, let the good times roll.
From the time that we've been together, when I was in the firehouse, 1/3 of the time I was away.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Sure. So she's used to it.
she's used
She
to
knows
it.
what you got into there.
Absolutely.
That's all.
Absolutely. But
How many stores on average would you say you hit in a year? Like, what's kind of like a number you guys always try to hit?
Well, on my territory, I have 82 stores.
Wow. Okay.
So I promise all my customers, and for being a retailer before, customer service is number one in this industry.
Mhm.
You have to take time for your customers. So I always promise my customers that at least I see them once a month.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter, like I said, it could be, I have a store in southern Illinois that is actually, it's a car wash.
Oh, no kidding.
A car
And-
wash?
Yes, and the owner smoked cigars. And he was always smoking cigars, and people ask me, say, where can I get a cigar like that? And he built a humidor
Oh,
Wow.
in the car wash.
hey, why
What a
not?
great
Yeah.
idea.
And
Yeah.
and they're very successful. We're very successful in
Yeah. If
And
I
he
could-
moves enough product
Yes,
that you
absolutely.
go there?
Well,
Wow.
you
Absolutely.
think about this. I mean, that's like awesome because I could go there, drop my car off, get it detailed and washed.
Half an hour.
Have an hour. Just sit back in a lounge.
Sit
Yeah,
and smoke a cigar.
That's
You know?
incredible idea right there.
You gotta have a smoking room because you can't offend somebody.
Well, this is southern Illinois, so
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
they're a little bit
I
more
think it's
open.
expected down there.
The farmers smell like smoke.
They
so-
just make the laws for up here.
Yeah. Well, there's a certain part of the state that
Oh.
decides to dictate what the rest of the state does.
They're
so.
going to become
We
their
won't
own
do.
state. I
Yeah.
think we got to push for that.
It's funny.
But yeah, I mean, any place that people spend some time, it's a good deal to get a humidor,
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, absolutely, and the great people, and he moved product, and it's very small, but they do great.
Mhm.
Interesting.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. I like that idea.
maybe we can set one up here, a
Uh,
little humidor here, for people that come here, the guests and everything. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Well, we'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about
Yeah. When we get to the new studio,
moving, we're
because we
moving.
can't-
Of course, there'll never be any product in that
Yeah.
humidor because we'll all be sitting here smoking. But
Hey, maybe we got some space at our lounge in Grays Lakes. The Mason Lounge there. You could
You
put a
can't smoke on the premises. Outside.
well
but you
outside
can
though.
inside.
I mean, summer's
well, I
coming.
got that
so-
humidor in it, which I haven't seen in a month. So I think that might be be dried up. I'll take a look at that in 2 weeks and bring them home and cook them again. But other than that, I mean, you seem very content. You seem very happy.
I'm very happy.
And,
Actually,
you know,
yes.
you don't have too much stress. It seems like you're.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Do they hound you for like numbers, or do they get it? Do they understand that, you know, it's not like you're not, you know.
It's at the end of the day, it's about numbers.
It's always the bottom line.
It's the bottom line. But like I said, last year I increased the territory by 29%, so they're very happy about
Sure.
that. You know, the only difference is that now they put you at a higher level.
Right, you got to keep
And
pushing.
you got to keep pushing it.
Mhm.
You know, but my customers are such great people, you know, that they're helping me bringing more product, move our product, and we're having a very good acceptance by the customers.
Does Gurkha ever plan in the future get involved with pipe tobacco? Maybe.
They have. They have a
That's
pipe
true.
tobacco. Gurkha.
They do?
Yes, they do.
No,
Do
I
they?
did not know
I did
that.
not know
I
that.
did not that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've
that's news to me.
yeah, I've seen it in the
Breaking news.
I saw it in the catalog. I'm pretty sure. Well, a lot
But
of
is
the
the name Gurkha tobacco?
La
is it the
Gloria
product?
has one. A few of the cigar.
Well, you know, Rocky Patel has
Rocky
that. I mean,
has
that's-
it. There's
yeah.
a few of them out there that have it now. But I thought I saw Gurkha. I'll double
Yeah.
check
I know
that.
I've seen like Cohiba, you know, pipe
Cohiba,
tobacco.
yeah. No, there's a few of them. And I'm pretty sure I saw Gurkha, but I'll double check that one.
Please do and let me know.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm. But that I know of, we don't.
Okay. I'm going to double check.
Might be in the internet one.
Oh,
Could be
yeah,
in the internet,
yeah.
but she's won't
It
be
was.
familiar with that.
It was somewhere
Come
in
on,
there.
stay away from the internet.
No, you got to go to brick and mortars.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Brick and
Support
mortars
your
all
brick and
day.
mortar.
Got to do that.
Are you a 5 or 6 day a week guy?
Sometimes from 7 days.
Yeah.
I have where I live around. I have about 4 or 5 stores, and so sometimes I go and say, "Oh, all right, let me go and stop at this guy and you know, say hello and smoke a cigar, and you know, you walk out of there with an order." So it's
There you go. It's always good.
It's
for
all
that, right?
business.
Yeah.
You never know.
yeah, it's when you like what you're doing, you don't
It's
put,
easy.
You don't put days in there. It's
Right.
you know, you're out there, you're working, but you're enjoying what you're doing. So it's a pleasure, and you're always looking to see if they're opening a new store, or if the store is closing. That, thanks God, none since I started
that's
have
good.
closed.
Well, maybe a new car wash is open.
Maybe a new car wash is open. You know, and it's
Radio station needs something.
hey, you guys got my number. Ronnie knows it,
Mhm.
and anything that I can do for you guys, it will be a pleasure.
Well, we're
Our pleasure to have you here.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. It is. You know, and we're just going to give you a break to hold on because you've done a lot of talking. I'm just going to give some dates to our listeners and turn over because you've really been watching my back the whole time, and I apologize. Don't mean to do that.
Glaring.
But
them.
you know, I
Light shining.
have to look at I have to look at the eyes of my guest. I don't ignore. So, folks, grab that pen and paper. I'm going to give you some dates again and a few other things to think about. Just to let you know, for the locals, we meet every Wednesday night at 7:00 at a Cuban Experience. We do a weekly gathering for the Great Lakes Pipe and Cigar Club, I will say, but it's a gathering. There's no fees. It's just a great hang.
It's a social.
It's a social. Exactly. It's a great social weekly. We average now about 20 people every Wednesday, which is great. We've been at it for about 2 years, but you know, it's growing. And like we talked earlier, when you're in a lounge, people come and go and they start seeing you, and you know, one discussion leads to another, and all of a sudden you got a new friend, a new acquaintance, somebody wants, hey, look, can I sit with you? There's something going on here. They hear us laughing and giggling all the time, and you know, we're smoking away either pipes or tobacco, cigars, and there's always the spirits that are brewing that one of ours seems to
Enhance the laughing. Yeah.
Take a look at that if you don't mind. It's just so if you want to just get Sean for a second. So that's every Wednesday night. Okay. Coming up is next week, live remote at Papa's Cigar Lounge.
What time is that?
6 p.m. Will be going on, and that's going to be a remote for DAV Cigars. They will be introducing and moving to the Midwest, and we'll be there pushing things out. So we just want to make sure that you guys could join us. Then again on Wednesday, we'll be back at a Cuban, and then Thursday night, May 2nd, at Arlington Heights Pipe and Cigar Lounge, where Gony's there a lot, and we'll be with Chris, who is a fabulous guy, and we'll be doing another DAV remote, preparing ourselves for the pipe and the Pipe and Tobacco show. It's the Chicago Pipe and Tobacco show held at Pheasant Run in St. Charles, Illinois. And we consider this to be the largest pipe show in the world. We push about 16,000
And there's
people
cigars
over
there
a
too.
weekend.
There's cigars there.
There is cigars.
Yep.
And there's so many things there. So that's something. It's Cinco de Mayo weekend, May 4th, May 5th. We really suggest to come on out and have a good time. All of us will be there. It's a wonderful experience. You will meet people literally from all over the world. And like we talked earlier, when you get in this crowd of people, everyone's talkative. Everybody's nice. They're sweet. They're great. You women out there, we're doing a special even invite with them. There's a ladies club, about 40 of you, that smoke pipes, and they have their own little room. And there's a lot of them smoking cigars too. So this is not exclusive, gentlemen, anymore. You women are more than welcome to come on out and walk the aisles and get yourself involved and learn about the tobacco world. There's so much out there. So that's going to be May 4th, May 5th. We also have the Chicago Pipe Club monthly meeting, and that's going to be held April 27th, this Saturday. It's going to be in Villa Park at 8 to 8. Are you familiar with 8 to 8?
Absolutely.
One of your clients.
Mike and Sam, very
Mike.
good friends of mine.
Very good. And Mike is wonderful. And we normally have about 35 to 40 pipe smokers that we really get into this lounge, and we puff away. Believe it or not, the smoke is taken out. They got a great system there. But for anyone who's interested in getting involved or just hanging out with a bunch of pipe smokers,
We're always looking for new members. So
yes,
yeah.
yes, we are looking for
What
members.
time is that meeting?
And 7 o'clock, you get there. 8 o'clock is a meeting. When I mean
But
meeting,
most people get there at 5. You know.
it's a news flash of what's going on in the industry, what's happening. We try to talk about what's going on in the FDA. We talk about the show. Guys are out there. They literally put the tobacco out all over the tables, and people can pick and choose. So if you wanted to have interest in a certain tobacco, you get it free there. They'll give you load up.
Even if you're a
line it up.
newbie, it's a good way of trying different tobaccos without having to purchase. People are very generous, and you can sample things and find out where your tastes lie.
Well, now we know why Ronnie likes to keep going there, because he gets everything for free.
Free, there you go.
But I bring a lot to the table too. I bring a lot to the table, and you all know.
Bernie.
I look like Bernie. Kid. You're older than me, so you're more Bernie than me.
Well, let me tell you, I don't think so.
Oh, I think so. I think so. Oh, sorry, folks. All right, that's going to be May 4th. And also for you guys up in Wisconsin, we have the Kenosha Pipe Club. They meet the first Thursday of the month, was it?
Well, Garrick said
Yeah,
that they
yeah,
are
they're
in
process of
hiatus
changing.
right now.
Well, also
Close the
they're
window.
changing, and they might be joining us at the
Wednesday
Cuban
nights,
Experience
coming down.
on Wednesday nights.
Yeah,
So
it
But
might
go to
be-
their Facebook page. It's the Kenosha Pipe Club, so you can hook up with guys closer on that end. But you hook up with us, and our group is called the Great Lakes Pipe and Cigar Club. We have our own Facebook also, along with right here. Tell your friends, come on the Great Lakes Great Lakes Smoke podcast show right here. You can download us 24/7 anywhere in the world.
I think it's time to get Cousin Frank on the phone.
Cousin
Yeah,
Frank is
right
coming
there.
on. Cousin
I
Frank, to
think
let
he's
you know,
been
is
pacing way too much.
actually our
down there.
cousin, and he does a traveling show. He goes here, there, and everywhere. Sometimes he stays in places a little bit longer because he just loves it. And he's been in Carolina now, on Carolina Beach for 8 weeks.
About
Yeah.
that, yeah. Couple
Eight
months.
weeks.
It's
He
been
loves
for a
the-
while.
Yeah. He will
And who would
be-
believe it's 80 degrees there? You know,
Yeah,
it's like,
so why would you want
When
to
are
leave?
you gonna come back?
yeah, why would you come here?
Yeah.
Well, he is coming here, folks.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
he is
He
actually
is
for the
coming
show.
here
Yeah.
April 30th. He'll be part of the live
Yeah.
remote
Yeah, come to
broadcast with us.
Papa's. You get to see the
Papa's.
infamous Cousin Frank.
That's
Yeah, the Cuban Experience is going to be at Arlington, and of course the
The
Pipe, Show. Yep.
So we are busy, and we are also, like I said earlier, in the works going out to the Las Vegas to the IPCER show. Things look very good for us. So we'll be hopefully hanging out in the hallways, doing some interviews, talking to a few people, and learning a little bit more and having fun. Because for us, like you said,
Yeah,
this
if
is a
we get to
passion.
Vegas, by the way, feel free to send us money for whatever you want us to bet on. Okay, we'll do that for you.
We're taking donations.
Yeah, just send it right in.
Remember, he is Soupy Sales. For all those guys who remember Soupy,
Go into
We do
Daddy's
not-
pockets and send us those green pieces of paper.
no monopoly money. No. So
By the way, you were mentioning about Papa's Cigar, and for a lot of people to know, it's in Highwood, Illinois. It's because you mentioned the name, but you didn't say where it was at.
Oh,
Oh,
in
yeah,
Highwood,
yeah,
as a
Highwood.
matter of fact,
It
let
is-
me.
it is Highwood.
We'll take it. I should have written it down here,
Mm.
but I will give you
the old
ex-
building. It used to be called
Hemingway's.
Hemingway's. That's
the
it.
old
Yeah.
Hemingway's.
Hemingway's Fine Cigar. It used
And
to be
the
called.
exact address, this way, thank you, is 328 Green Bay Road, Highwood, Illinois. And that's Papa's Cigar Shop and Lounge. We'll have some festivities there for you guys. And we're looking to also have our steady music group. We're going to have Trombone Dave and the Lawn Clippings, who, by the way, are with us every Wednesday night, playing jazz and blues.
at the Cuban
The
Experience.
Cuban
Absolutely.
Experience
Great
every
place.
Wednesday night, and they
They're
will bring
actually
their
going
talents.
to a venue on Friday of our pipe show. I forget where that venue was, but they invited us out there. But unfortunately, we had made
Yes,
other
yeah,
commitments.
yeah.
They are playing. I will look that up as soon as we get a chance. But Trombone Dave is actually a producer here. He's on LCB radio. He has his own radio show called Gumbo, and he's on, I think, from 2 to 5 o'clock on Fridays on LCB radio 101.5 FM LP. So you can catch him on live. And you got Paul K. For all you musicians. Paul K. is right now down in the south side of Chicago, and he's played with Larry Cox and many, many musicians. He specializes in the blues. Wonderful guy. I mean, both these guys are fantastic. They really are. If you really do get a chance, come on out to a Cuban Experience in Waukegan, 119 North Genesee Street. and check us out. We're always there on Wednesday nights. We go at any given time. You never know who's going to show up because they got the Genesee Theater right down the block, and a lot of musicians, actors.
Well, man, last week they had a heck of a jam going.
Oh, that was
nice.
it was
Yeah.
great.
We had
We
the
had,
alderman from North
her-
Chicago. He's 82 years old. That name skips me, but he was on the piano playing away
And
singing.
Luciano was playing with him on the piano.
Luciano
too.
Asridos, yes.
He plays good.
You know Luciano too?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
well,
a pretty good
he's
piano
one of our Mason
player.
brothers, man. He is really talented man.
And then we
Very
had
talented
another
man.
talented harmonica player join them too.
And
Yeah, I don't even know who that guy's
that,
name was.
But
Yeah.
I hope he's going to be back.
They were
because-
awesome. It was a great jam.
And
No, that's the way it is
Rafi, of
there. You know, you
Yeah.
don't know what's going to happen next. People just walk in with instruments and plug in and play. You know?
That's the best way to do it.
It is.
And you know, and it brings more people together.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the whole thing. You know,
Well, that's just it. Yes.
bring people together and enjoy life.
That's it.
You know.
Life is short enough. So when people can hang in together, again, all walks of life, just sit down and talk. It is the most incredible. You walk out there very happy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we drink a couple of bottles of whiskey every
Yeah.
time we go there, so we're happy.
Yeah, you had to go there. You know, it wasn't just about all the alcohol. It helps.
and
but-
it helps too. There's a really good Mexican restaurant right across the street too that I finally
Yeah,
had.
it's very good food
It
there.
was my first time having it last week when I was there because I got there late and I hadn't had dinner
Mm.
all day or anything. So I went across the street, got some.
Oh, you
tacos
don't have to go. You could sit at the lounge and they'll bring it right to you.
Well, walking helps me. It helps me feel better. You know, I start
okay.
to lose some of this. You know, if I'm walking, if I just sit around waiting people to bring it to me, I'm going to be 300 pounds in no time.
Well,
Well, we definitely
that can
don't want
happen.
to see that. So- but while you guys are talking, we have to reach out to Cousin Frank. And again, we kind of shortchanged him a little bit. But,
yeah,
you know, he might
have.
have some questions for you.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
you know, he's usually ready with a trivia also. He loves trivia. And since you're on, maybe you might, you know, have something there. And
Wow.
but he's always ready. He gives us some good trivia questions, and he stumps us once in a while. And he also gives us just the history lessons of stuff that he's found out in the industry. And he is a character, but we love him. It's Cousin Frank. Cousin Frank, what's up?
Oh, hello, guys. How are
Hey,
you?
what's happening?
What's happening, Frank?
Oh, you know, hey, there's always a new adventure every day. So,
Uh-oh. That means what kind of adventure did you have today?
you don't want to know. You don't want to know. I'd much rather talk about Gurkha cigars because let me tell you, I had a great experience with Gurkha. My son for Christmas got me a gift pack of Gurkhas, and I totally enjoyed the reserve, the Cellar Reserve, the 15-year.
Absolutely.
Well,
Well,
if the 15's good, I can imagine what the 21's going to be like.
well,
I
actually,
can only imagine. And your guest, Gony, who does the marketing for your bands and the artwork? The artwork is really pretty amazing.
yeah, we'll take a lot of pride on that. Our boxes, we used to be known for the pretty boxes and the nice label or bands, and we changed that. You know, now we're known for the pretty boxes, the nice bands, and also the good cigars. So yeah, we have a company that does that for us. The owner of the company is very much involved in it. He pretty much creates all the things for it, and it's amazing. A lot of people love them, and it's actually it was what we were known for before, and now we're known for having a good cigar.
Now it's a trifecta.
And that cigar that you actually loved, you said, the Cellar Reserve 15 has a Criollo 98 wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and Dominican and Nicaraguan filler. And it's actually, we is our best seller. We sell over 1.6 million sticks of that cigar.
That's
So
incredible.
you and a lot of people love that cigar. It's a great smoke. Thank you so much for having us in there. There's a great guy that worked for the company in the Carolinas by the name of Steve Cook. He's our rep in that. If you have a chance and you see if he's having an event somewhere, go and meet him. He's a great guy. You're really going to enjoy it.
Excellent, excellent. The other question I had was, when I was looking at your bands, there seems to be like a saber sword or crossed swords in a lot of the bands. Is there any significance to that?
Well, absolutely. Remember, the Gurkha was the Gurkha warriors, and they used to. That's what the sword that the Gurkha warriors used to have, and that's why he has that sword in there. That's our symbol. Is the Gurkha warrior with the two swords, and they were very well known, and very good warriors.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for the information. It's always good to kind of get that info, not knowing the background and history.
So now you got to find Steve Kirk somewhere in Carolina, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Well, that's if I'm in Carolina long enough.
Well, I
You're
heard,
leaving already?
I'm gonna see you in a couple of days. I'm already getting my bags packed.
So are you going first to Austin, or are you coming right from Carolina?
No, I'm going first to Austin on Saturday, and then I fly to Chicago on, I guess it's Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning we'll pick you up from Milwaukee.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
well, say hello to the liberals in Austin.
Oh, that's why he's getting out of there.
I didn't hear that. What was that?
He said say hello to all the liberals in Austin. And Bob said that's why you're getting out of here.
I try to say hello, but I don't think they'd say hello back.
Well, as long as you don't have a mega hat on, maybe.
Oh yeah.
No. My truck might get keyed or something if I did that. I don't know. Or flat tire. No, we don't want to.
Oh yeah.
Could be shot at too. Everybody's carrying you, right?
Well, yeah. Well, everybody's carrying in North Carolina, that's for sure, and Texas, everybody's carrying too. So, we definitely. I'm in two states that everyone's well protected.
Yeah, but now we got to protect you.
Yeah, well, exactly. That's why I'm coming to visit you guys. You guys can protect me and throw me to the wolves there.
Hey, Frank, we got your back when you come here,
buddy. Don't worry about it. And if you're a nice boy, we might show you the toys.
Exactly.
Oh man.
No, I know.
Well, time is moving, man. Before you know it, next week you're already here. Matter of fact, this time next week we're going to be hanging out at Papa's Cigar Lounge in Highwood, Illinois. So pack quickly and enjoy, because we got a very, very busy week for you, buddy. You do realize that.
And everywhere that we will be, plenty of Gurkhas.
Absolutely. Most definitely.
They're all around.
I might even show up at Papa's that day.
Hey,
all
that'd be
right.
great.
All
All
There
right.
you go. So I'm going to give you a background. People, get your pen and paper handy again. April 30th, Papa's.
That's it.
May 1st.
Be there.
Highwood, Illinois.
May 1st, a Cuban experience. May 2nd, Arlington Heights Pipe and Cigar Lounge. May 3rd, 4th, and 5th, St. Charles at the Chicago Pipe Show.
It's at Pheasant Run.
Action, man,
Action.
all week. It's going to be great.
You guys party all the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We like to party.
It's a good thing.
We
We're
like
enjoying
you.
it.
I might change my career and start doing this.
Hey, wait, you don't get paid in this one. Keep
Yeah.
your day job.
Oh, you don't?
Yeah, no, yeah. They gave me a raise of $0 last week, so it's
Hey, we did gave you that at least. Don't argue. I mean,
But you know they love you.
yeah.
You know.
there you go.
That's it.
He's a brother of ours. We hook, line, and sink them in. But so tell us how great of the weather was down there today for you, or did you get a lot of rain?
Oh, no rain. No, we haven't had any rain in a couple of days. It's been 80 degrees, no humidity, basically perfect weather. The beach today looked, the water was as blue as you can imagine. It was a beautiful day here in Carolina.
It was
Beach
quite
County.
blue. You showed me on FaceTime.
Oh, really? You FaceTime? me?
Yeah, I got to see the beach. I said, I got to see the beach. Show it to me.
Because Ronnie's working. He has no time to FaceTime.
No.
Bob is busy, smoking.
And talking to you.
You can always text me and say, hey, can I FaceTime you? I will answer you. And if I'm busy, then, I'm busy. But
And you know what he sent me? A scratch and sniff so you can smell the ocean while you're looking at the picture. It was really good. Thank you, Frank.
boy, oh, boy. I'm telling you.
Smell that salt water and you're looking at that. Oh, it's
Cousin, man,
beautiful.
am I getting a raw deal here or what? What's going on?
I have a scratch and sniff for other things.
Well, you can keep that stuff.
Well, that worked well back in the 70s. A few magazines had that was only sold to, wasn't sold to minors.
Yeah, but I wasn't reading Mad at that point.
Well, true, very true, very true. Well, anyway.
I have a quote for you guys to see if you can guess. I'll give you a little quote. It's a cigar smoker's quote.
Do we get a hint?
No.
No. You sound like Gony. No. All right.
No.
Go for it. Let's get it.
If you indulge in reading, you may know who this is. That's my hint. So remember, I'm not giving you any more than that. But this person said, if heaven has no cigars, I shall not go there.
George Burns. I know.
Einstein.
Hemingway.
Well, I'll let Kyle take a stab at it. A famous author, Kyle. I'm going to give you a little hint.
It was
Mark
Mark
Twain.
Twain. Yeah.
There we go, Mark Twain, and he looked it up. I know Kyle's back busy there.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, we're on Facebook
did.
Live.
Actually, no. I mean, we have all the other stuff, but we actually got, when you definitely, he's good. No cheating here.
You can rewatch the replay.
All right,
I had
no cheating. I'll give you one more.
All right.
This is a famous Politico. All right.
Okay.
Smoking cigars is like falling in love. First, you're attracted by its shape. You stay for its flavor, and you must always remember never to let the flame go out.
Churchill.
Oh, somebody's been doing some homework.
Wow, look at that. There you go. There you go.
You know what caught me? Never. Because he did.
There you go.
He once did a college graduation, and he was the main speaker. And he came up, and I don't remember exactly, but he said, never give up. And he walked off stage.
And how many cigars did he smoke a day?
How many cigars did Churchill smoke a day?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably too many.
There's never anything like too many cigars.
I think he's been known to like smoke 10 a day.
Yeah, I think so.
I think I heard that. 10 a day.
Yeah.
Well, then Sigmund Freud has him beat. Sigmund Freud, at the age of 24, smoked an average of 20 cigars a day.
Wow.
Wow.
Depending on what size cigars are. They weren't like Monica, I would say. But I mean, I'm sorry.
But it's got a good flavor.
I mean, listen, cigar smoking.
So he never
is
stopped
probably
all
the
day
best
long.
Therapy for most people, and it'll wind up being the cheapest.
Well, it was a lot cheaper than cigarettes, that's for sure.
No, a shrink.
No,
A shrink.
And again, it's that escape that people are looking for. So, it's cheaper than going to a psychiatrist.
Yeah, psychiatrist is a box of cigars an hour. When you look at their rates.
Exactly.
Yeah. There you go. You got us some good ones out there, and hopefully the people learned a little bit more about that. Other than that, what else is happening? How's the exterior paint job doing?
Oh, let me tell you, the house looks a lot brighter. Let me tell you, when white is put on basically naked columns, that are unpainted, basically pressure treated, it made it look like we gained square footage, even though we didn't, because it just got very brighter under the house. So
it's a clean, slick look.
Yep, it made a big difference. So it's nice. It's always fun to manage, and my crew is an interesting group. It's like the United Nations. I've got I got a woman from Mexico, and she's unreal. When I tell you, she can paint like nobody's business. I mean, and her prep work, I don't think anyone can beat. I mean, the way she can tape out and mask things is unreal. But we've got people from, let's see, Mexico, Argentina, Honduras. It truly is the United Nations. But let me tell you, everybody's working hard. There's not one person here sitting around, waiting for someone to give them instructions. So it's nice to see.
Well, a crew knows what they're doing. Things it just gels. It's a well-oiled machine. It just keeps going and going. And as long as you don't have any stiffs, you're only as good as your weakest player, to say, or painter in this case.
Yeah, I mean, they have one kid who's just, he's a little bit more of a slacker, I'll say, but they keep him in line. The other folks kind of get him motivated.
Well, they might be a rookie too. He might be a young kid learning.
Yeah, he is. He's new to painting.
Okay.
So
Guidance.
I think yes, and the owner, who is a young kid. I mean, this kid's 24 years old. He's a go-getter. And it's good to see that a kid that age is motivated enough to go out there and not only get the work, but do the work, get it done right. It's good to see. There is hope for the young generation. It's just, it's hard to find.
They have to find us so we can give them more hope and tell them what to do so they can get it as they get older themselves.
And they will be done by Friday, right? Because you're leaving Saturday.
I think they're going to be done. I think they're going to be basically wrapping up by Friday would be my guess. Saturday they might be doing some touch-ups. But my next door neighbor will be here, so he can kind of look at stuff. But I'm kind of catching things as they go, so reminding them, hey, look here, look there. You have to have eyes everywhere.
Oh
literally.
Yeah, you do. But now I'm going to start a new segment on the show, guys. I'm going to do like kudos to people who check in, the young crowd that Frank was just talking about. So when we see somebody new, whatever, I'm just going to kind of, if you're one of the lucky ones, and this is something down the road that I think I might bring to the table once we start getting our T-shirts and hats made from all those wonderful sponsors out there. If we see somebody and we call your name, you might just get something from us. So the more you tell your friends and the more you listen, you have a better chance in picking up a Great Lakes smoke shirt. What do you think, you guys?
Yeah, that'd be pretty
like
good.
it.
I wonder if some of the cigar reps could send some things.
I think today's your lucky day. I might have something for you guys.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
So,
All right. So see ya. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
So I'm going to just practice and mention names. This way, trying to get in the habit. It's like what was that show when we were kids? And she used to look through this little circle of Mike, and I see.
Wasn't that
Mary.
Romper Room or?
Yes, Romper Room it was. So
Romper
this will be
Room.
called Romper Smoke. So I see Scott, and I see Kurt, and I see Jeremy and Preston. I see Christopher and Tim and John and Simeon, and I see so many people out there. So, but thank you. I think we're gonna do this. I kind of enjoy that, and thanks for listening for all of you guys. And again, you can catch us at any time, 24/7. There's
If anybody's got a question for our guest, you still got 5 minutes to call in.
well, sure. Well, not 5 more minutes. You can go to Great Lakes. We don't have
Yeah.
a call in yet.
Wow.
So we're working on that.
Yeah.
We are working on a phone call so we can get in. I can only call you. So, but if you are interested in being on our show, Facebook us, PM us, get hold of us. Great Lakes Smoke Show at AOL.com. And let's talk. We are open to have people on the show. Just like Gony came in here, we got 2 hours of his time. I hope we haven't bored him.
Oh, no, not at all. It was a great time.
Yeah.
It's
Grateful he spent the time with us.
You, and,
You know,
Gurkha. By the way, one last time also, here it is. See, read it and weep.
Yeah.
Check us out.
please review us.
Review us.
Download us on your favorite podcast platform. Subscribe to us so you never miss one of our shows that are coming out.
And come out to see us next week.
To all the Facebook people that are out there, please invite your friends to come like our page. Come check in with us. We're going to be posting out on here. This weekend was amazing. Within only having the page up for 3 days, we hit over 100 likes on our page already. So I mean, keep the community growing. It's awesome to see that
we
we're
reached
growing.
Almost 6,000 people last week's show.
Yeah.
But those are
that was
people
good.
that didn't like our page or are following us.
Well, yeah,
But
still,
over a weekend's time, we hit over 100 people, which is amazing. That is amazing in the
And
Facebook
it was
world.
512 or 518 the week before, was it?
The view,
Oh, the views, the
those are
views,
just
I'm sorry,
views. Those are just views. But
Right.
we really want you guys to engage with us.
6,000 people.
Please like
pretty
our
decent.
page,
Yeah.
like our page, follow our page, subscribe to our podcast. These are all things that keep our page growing and keep our community growing. We're going to be a great place for information here for you guys. So please keep telling your friends, tell your family,
And keep
come
on
join
smoking.
us and keep it smoking.
Keep on smoking.
Also, let's not forget one important thing that we talked about last week. Jerry Feliciano from Briar Nation, Rick Farrar from Briarville. They are going to be doing a special fundraiser for Wounded Warrior at the Pipe Show Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all for donations. They'll do things to your pipe. They'll clean them. They'll talk to them. They'll fix them. They'll do whatever it takes. But they'll
It's a good
doing
cause.
everything for Wounded Warrior. It's a fantastic first-time fundraiser. Come out and meet them in the tent, hang out with these guys. It's a great cause. So, Jeremy, I know you're out there listening. Thank you so much. Mike Para, man, how you doing? Back from New York. Thanks a lot for checking in. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. It's been a lot of fun. Gony, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For coming.
Thank you.
No, thank you guys for having us, and I had a great time.
And I hope this is not going to be the last time because, whenever you're up this way,
Th-
We got to get you back in.
Definitely not.
All
Definitely not. And
It's been a pleasure getting you in here.
it was the pleasure is being all mine. And keep doing what you guys are doing. Thank you. You guys are doing wonderful for the industry. Let's keep it up. And best of luck with your show. I know I'm number 3.
Thank
Number
you,
3,
thank
there
But
you
it's
go.
Yeah.
better than number 4.
This is true. And we hope to see you next week. And Frank will be there. And if you're there, I know he will love to
Oh,
talk to
yeah.
you
I'd love to
more
talk to you.
about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday if you're around. I
Yeah.
don't know what town you'll be in
Most
next week.
definitely. Most
Are
definitely.
you going to go? Have you ever experienced the Chicago Pipe Show?
No, I have not.
If you have time, on the weekend, I know it's Cinco de Mayo. I don't know if you guys deal with that.
I'm
with family.
queuing.
Okay. Well, I don't know. It's
We
a
don't-
Latino
we-
thing, so
I think it's more of an American Latino thing.
Actually,
it's a Mexican thing. Really.
no, actually, they don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo in Mexico.
No,
No,
Yeah.
it's
it really is an American thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow.
it's
Okay.
totally an American type of holiday.
Hello,
Correct.
Pat.
Another
Check
excuse to
us
drink.
out.
But the show is really unbelievable.
Yeah, well, that
We average about 350 vendors there,
Yeah,
and it's
and-
global. People from all over the world fly
And they
out
have
for this.
cigar people there too.
perfect,
Yeah.
perfect.
And we there, Bob and I will be working there. Come Friday night, no, I'll sneak you into the nice free dinner. Bring the wife. Dinner's on us. Dinner is on us. 6 o'clock.
And you said this is
Six
going to
course.
be at,
This will be at
Pheasant
Pheasant
Run.
Run Resort
St.
in
Charles.
St. Charles.
all right.
All right, and we'll
Okay.
get you in. It's a 6-course meal, and you walk away with a little goodie bag.
It's
Thank
hot
you.
dogs, French fries. No, I'm only kidding.
I don't discriminate.
It's good food.
You don't
Good
get
food.
you don't get to be 220 pounds just by
Man, I weigh more than you. Oh, I'm losing weight. There, I'm shorter than him.
You may call me late, but don't call me late for dinner.
That's correct. Frank, buddy, thanks a lot. We will talk to you on the outside. I appreciate your time coming on. And next week at this time, you'll be in person so we can hit each other a few times.
Can't wait to meet you, Frank.
Yeah, that should be interesting. I get a chance to shake Kyle's hand and actually have him do the FDA report right in front of me so I can witness his greatness.
Yes, you get to see it.
I'll have an 8x10 photo framed for you, Frank.
All right, buddy.
All right,
take
talk to
care.
you later, man.
Have a good one.
Nice talking to you, Frank.
All righty. Well, guys, it's 9 o'clock somewhere right here.
Right here.
Unfortunately.
All right.
You know where your children are.
Yeah.
Now they can hang out and they can listen to something else.
Hopefully not smoking your cigars.
Or your
Hopefully smoking some Gurkhas.
There you go.
Gurkha
Yeah.
night tonight with
There it
Gony
is.
Herrera. Thank you again, everyone. Episode 3. And episode 3 we're going to let is Gony from Gurkha. So have a great one. Enjoy. Great week. We'll catch up with you next Tuesday from Papa's Cigar Lounge.
Good night,
Hyman,
everybody.
Illinois. Good night.
Smoking if you got them.
Yeah.